The titanium exhaust system on the M4 GTS sounds amazing. That is just silly.
Eric Keller here, Enthusiast Auto Group. Today we're going to talk about homologation, and we're going to primarily focus on this 2016 M4 GTS. However, we're going to trace some roots back to the E30 M3 Sport Evolution, the M3 GTS, the V8, amazing E92. Maybe touch upon the M1 a little bit, but might even talk about the lightweights in the middle there. Who knows where this is going to go? These are unscripted one takes, and I do love sharing them with you. And this is an EAG new arrival. It is a 2016 M4 GTS, fresh from the first and only owner. And one of the cool things about this car is that it was a very late in service date, 2018. And so it does have some new car warranty remaining until the middle of 2022. And upon delivery, this car that's never yet been tracked was completely wrapped in a matte clear bra, the entire car. So this frozen gray metallic paint will stay looking just like it does until, well, somebody takes this clear bra off, I don't know, 5 to 20 years from now. Who knows how long it'll last, but we do have a lot of cars that are 15 years running still with their paint protection film and still looking in pretty darn good shape. So I do think this will stand the test of time given the technology updates that have taken place. It's those technology updates that is the homologation way, and it started obviously with the E30 M3 and adding these narrower fenders to allow for a wider track compared to the stock ones here. I'll run over to one of the stock cars. It's almost an inch different, and well, that inch might not make a difference to most. I don't know many guys out there that wouldn't take another inch of clearance in one way or another. These cars were built to win races and certainly captivate all of us enthusiasts along the way, and I have to say there's a huge difference between the Sport Evolution M3 and the standard North American spec cars. And that's no different with the M3 Lightweight versus a stock E36 M3. I can tell a huge difference between those cars relative to performance, and especially when you go all the way with it, like the PTG wide body here. This was obviously quite a successful platform that won a lot of races. That's what M is supposed to do. That's what motorsport is all about. And I can tell you that the M4 GTS is, well, the platform's track record, literally, and racing pedigree certainly speaks to its, well, for its own. I was very lucky to be one of the first group of people to drive the M4 GT4 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway just a couple weeks ago. And it certainly gave me a newfound appreciation for the M4 platform. having driven the M4 GTS on track as well a couple years ago at Thermal, certainly made me regret parting with our white M4 GTS that used to sit right there, if you remember some of our way back older videos. Certainly miss that car, and we'll be adding another one of these to the EAG collection for our homologation group of cars at some point. Hopefully here pretty soon have one specific one in mind that has some sentimental attachment. And this could be the car that you are sentimentally attached to, because it is currently available, and I would certainly encourage any other M4 GTS owners to reach out to us if you do think about parting with that car here anytime soon. We are actively looking for more of these, and do have quite a few people looking for specific colors, and of course some drivers that are a bit more track friendly or again more street friendly, like this one. We've done about 3,476 miles exactly, 100 and change of those miles by my hand. I just couldn't help but enjoy a bit of seat time in this car, albeit on the street, upon this car's arrival.
When the 2016 M4 GTS came to market, it was a monumental event for BMW, knowing that this was the first true homologation car brought to the North American market. And it didn't get the best reviews out the gates early on from certain media sources, and you know, I have to say, they weren't very fair, and overall the marketing efforts of BMW with the M4 GTS weren't the best. But the car is, and it is best when it's in its home environment, and that is certainly the track or a twisty road. It is an absolute weapon that is hilariously fun to drive. Listen, I mean, that's a street car, but it's a race car. You can have both.
I will say that despite a certain British telecaster's negative comments and reviews of this car, comparing it to a car, I don't know, $100,000 more expensive, this is the best car you can buy for the money for performance driving, especially for a track car. You can drive it to and from. It's not a car that you have to be real gentle with. You can beat the living tar out of this thing, and it's going to just keep going. And it's not hard to keep filling that water injection there in the trunk as needed. It's pretty darn easy, and that's what gets us to that near 500 horsepower level. Oh yeah, and there's like all the stuff that you would get if you bought this car new, because that's whom we bought it from, and we're going to pass obviously all of that forward, including both of the window stickers, the adjuster kit for the suspension, of course that front license plate bracket that should be thrown away, and of course the small amount of service history that exists. But right there is your water tank, and BMW does sell the distilled water that you would need to keep that thing full. You can get a fair amount of miles out of that thing in the street, or very few if you're really getting it. I think I went through maybe a third of a tank or so, maybe a quarter. We'll have to check when we get it back in for its final post-sale inspection, which would be the second to last step before delivering this car. We have completed our initial pre-purchase inspection, and well, we didn't really find much of anything, and anything that we would find, given that it's still under warranty, would certainly be at no cost to the next enthusiast. Obviously individual with being the frozen gray metallic paint. Just a really cool car. I'll give you a couple tips and tricks here. Shutting the hood, this carbon fiber composite, you almost have to slam it, and gosh, it's so hard because most of the hoods just drop so beautifully and click, or you press down gently on the E36 and it just clicks. But this one is a little bit harder. I'm going to get it on the first one take. Here we go. Got it. That's how you do it. It's taken me a long time to perfect that without cringing. Shutting it too hard, it makes a nasty sound. Shut it not hard enough, and you get to keep trying and trying again. You know, this is the first homologation car to a degree that the USA has received that's been basically the exact same as our European brethren. Sans a little different seat and an integrated fire extinguisher on the European cars. Those are really about the only changes. I think that fire extinguisher goes right there where those dots are. And the car is it's an absolute animal, and it's not that harsh on the street. A lot of people do complain it's a little bit stiff. Well, I would say that a stock M2 is probably about the same. It's within 10% maybe. The M2 CS certainly is a bit more compliant, and certainly looking to buy more of those too if you have any of those. We've just recently brought a 41-mile M2 CS to complement our own, and looking to find that another loving home, but certainly do need some more of those to add to the EAG revolving car collection. So that is a pretty good quick one-take wonder on this M4 GTS. It could be yours, at least at the time of viewing this video. If it's marked pending or you don't see it on the website anymore, well, that says everything that needs to be said. Hopefully there are a whole bunch more of these in the pipeline coming our way soon. Same with the, I guess I should maybe talk about the M3 GTS E92, since that's just such a really cool and rare car that you don't see too many of. One that we had a whole lot of fun playing with at the track Mid-Ohio with BMW NA and Road and Track magazine here not too long ago when we were doing the M3 mega test. More footage and stuff coming on that here pretty soon too. But again, a homologation spec car that would be a whole lot of fun to dice up on the track with the M4 GTS. Maybe that'll be something we'll do with the next owner of this car. Open invite to spend some time doing that. I'd love to get to know the next loving enthusiast that hopefully will be a first-time client. So given that so many of our guys are repeats, it'd be fun to obviously meet some more new people and have your EAG experience. Come take the tour, check out all these cars in person, and of course keep this car in a great and loving home. So with that, I bid you farewell. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.